Hello. So the main reason why I'm actually making this will be a series. So welcome guys to the automation series. The main reason why I'm making this series is because of my boy. We've been pushing so hard since last year that I was supposed to take him through automations. He's a software engineer, same as I, and also he's working on auditing and he's looking for the best way to help his work, right? So, all of this will be from basics to some advanced stuff in matters regarding automations. Now, on today's session, I'll not really do any automation, but I will talk about automation and how, like, I got to where I am right now. Yeah, I'm really good at automating things. I've been doing it for some time, and I'm at the process of refining everything till the last bits. Now, that being said and done, this being the first and the basics, how did I get here? Why are you guys seeing wireframing and automation workflows for wireframing for automation workflows? Number one, I used to think about I want to build this. Then I start building it. Or I just think about building this. Then I go to an LLM, what you guys, the mainstream, call AI. Then tell it, I want to build this. Can you generate a workflow for this? Yeah. I was technically not flying blind, but I was flying without structure. That's the best word to use. Yeah. So this is to get yourself a specific structure. Now, an overview. This guide explains wireframing for automation workflows, what it is, why it helps, how it supports modular design. We'll get to talk about modular design and practical tips to get started. It's action oriented, so you can quickly apply it to whatever process that you want. Now, why did I talk about wireframing? While he and I were studying software engineering, we actually had a topic on wireframing, on designing your front end or designing your database and all the lines of that. So it'll be that wireframing, but specifically for automation. Okay, what's wireframing for automation workflows? So it's technically a sketch that's logical for an automate, like a logical sketch. It shows the flow of data and the points where decisions will be made. Unlike UI wireframes, it maps triggers, steps, conditions, integrations, outputs without getting into the tool specifics. Yeah, it will not say this is the Google sheet. This is I'll use Maestro or I'll use OpenAI or I'll use Open what's the name? Anyways, I'll not use this specific AI, but you'll have an idea that from this to this, there'll technically be a flow. Think boxes for actions, diamonds, decisions, arrows, flows, automations, blah, blah, blah. So, in short, when a lead is submitted for a form will be triggered. It'll validate if the email is okay. If the validation is good, it creates a CRM record. CRM is content relation mapper, or yeah. Then it will send the email. If invalid, no email will be sent. So how will this help? It will visualize the logic flow, like you know from this point to this point. Identify dependencies, yeah, what you'll actually use, yeah, and what will be your limits, or how to get, really think of how to put, like, to go above and through those data, the limits. You will spot some gaps, something, things that are missing. You'll spot some edge cases before you actually even start building, yeah. So you'll highlight and get to see, here is where I have a mountain to climb. align stakeholders, create shared non-technical products, and so on and so forth. It actually reduces the time that you'll spend while creating the workflows, and you can actually test it. So, why did I specifically mount it with modularization? One thing that I personally noted is at times you can realize, oh, I'm using this, but this one doesn't give me what I actually want. So, you can switch a specific node with another node. You can actually get to know that when it's flowing like this, I can make this adjustment to this node or add a node between these two nodes. Yeah, you'll get to understand better on modularization as we go on. Wireframes make reusable components visible by revealing repeated patterns, right? Group repeated steps into modules, e.g., normalizing leads, sending notifications, yeah, with clear outputs, break out complex automations into smaller, consumable, composable units that are visioned and scaled independently. At this point in time, I believe you get to understand how it works, and I already gave you that example. Now, these are the practical tips. Number one, you'll need to like roughly have that sketch in your head. Yeah, after you've had that sketch, you'll add the branches, you'll see your errors, and so on and so forth. You will use shapes and labels, add triggers, actions, decisions, where data is going to be stored, external services, because at times you find that you will be working with things that are not available in it, and you'll need to connect those. Yeah, annotate data. Yeah, data annotation. Make ownership or systems run like tools such as APIs and limits auth needs. Yeah, and flag functions. Yeah, technical jargon. Separate modules. You'll be separating the inputs and the outputs and so on and so forth. Anyways, you'll validate stakeholders. You can be walking through the scenarios and confirming the decisions and the data. Then you can test them out, the branches. You can see how and what is failing. After that, you can keep updating it up until you get something that actually works. Now, that is the theoretical part. Now, for me personally, this is something that I'm currently working on. Yeah, a webinar reminder. What is this? We have a webinar coming up, and for anyone who's registering for the webinar, I want them to be getting a specific email. So the process is they register through the form, we get the email and whatnot. So a time will be there to check if these guys have registered. If they have registered and it's checked that they have not gotten an email, it will generate an email. Yeah, after it generates an email, they'll send them the email through Gmail, Office, whatever it's called, Outlook. Yeah, this is the bird's eye view, right? Now, after getting through the bird's eye view, now you have to. It looks simple, yeah, very simple. So this is when a specific node is triggered, the next node checks for emails or available emails, then sends the generated email. So 3 days before, there will be a value email. One day before, it will be a reminder and benefits of coming to the webinar. That same day before the webinar, there will be an urgency, like, yeah. And 1 hour before, it will just a quick reminder. Now, without this, that's going to be low as we scroll. AI generally will create content blindly. So we need to map it out. What content is the person receiving this email going to be receiving, yeah, throughout? Because I plan on them getting like 2 emails per day before the day of the webinar. and the webinar is like 3 days. So every day during the webinar, they will be getting a reminder because we have a 3 day webinar. Okay, now we'll have a trigger that's triggering to check the form that was filled twice a day. It'll fetch the contacts, filter out and segment the recipients, check the timing, like when is today, when is the webinar. Yeah, it can even add a countdown. Yeah, after it adds a countdown, after it adds a countdown, then it will generate it will technically generate the content that they will be receiving. It can put it to be like a countdown to the webinar has started, no specific. Then it will send an email, then generate log results. Yeah, the key things that you might miss if you're in a rush to make this: number one, duplication. We don't want to spam people, so we need to curb out the duplications. Yeah, right now the system might send emails repeatedly to the same people, which we don't need. That it does not help. It'll add we can add a node that checks if the contact has already received the emails today, or track the last sent date. After that, this column can be added on the Excel sheet, and the remainder date. Yeah, depending on the day, it can be the first day, the last day. You have 3 days towards the webinar, and so on and so forth. Yeah. So now that you have this overview, this is actually how personally I came down and narrowed everything down that makes sense when I'm creating. So maybe on the next one, we'll create a schedule trigger. Then it will get the date of the webinar, fetch the emails from the Excel sheet. Maybe I'll use Google Sheet, not Google Sheets, Word, Google Forms. Excel, Google Excel. I don't even know what it's called. I'll try to focus on Microsoft, then I'll focus on Google because a good number of guys use Google. Yeah. Then we can fetch the emails from the Excel sheet. We'll check if guys are subscribed to attending or they've subscribed to the newsletter. Then, if the check is completed and says that they received an email today, it can skip that person. That's where the if node comes in. We'll talk about the nodes while we are at the nodes. Time until the webinar, it will check. A I node that will generate the content. Technically, I will put in the content that's available. It will send the node that sends the email, then we'll update the stage, then log the results. After that's done, the AI node that makes the AI smarter. Technically, you have to give it a what's this called? You'll give it a prompt telling it what to do, what it won't do. Yeah, it will technically generate that email. But how will it generate an email? You have to give it a prompt, and the prompt will be in the lines of this. Yeah, write an email for a webinar reminder. The audience are entrepreneurs. Days before the webinar, you will number the days, the tone, and there will be a call to action. So every day, maybe you might be selling them something or want them to hit a trigger, like something in the lines of that. Because at the end of the day, if you're not making money from this, then I believe you're not looking for ways to benefit yourself while going forward. It makes things difficult, right? Anyways, that's all I had for you guys today. Not today, on this one. So I'll see you guys in the next one. And if you found this knowledge informative, don't forget to subscribe. That's if you got all the way till here right now.